Creator magic.
I realized I could totally automate creator magic. So I just did it.
Yes, that flashy intro was created by Google Veo 3. Not long, I think, until I'm replaced on this channel. We'll look at Google's Veo 3, which is rolling out worldwide and also via API later on in the video. But first, here are this week's new and trending AI tools you can't afford to miss. Runner.ai just came out of beta, and now you can pretty much automate anything by using a text prompt. It asks you what kind of human interaction you want. Fully automated, highly involved. I'm going to go in the middle. But before I do my first prompt to set it off doing things, I'd like it to do some research for me. You can also look at the Discover. It's got some templates of some of the tasks you can get it to do. You can upload your own files, but most importantly, you can connect things. So I've got the ability here to connect a few tools, and I'm going to do so. I'm going to connect it to Notion. Let's do Slack, allow. And that should be enough for now, but note I can always connect to my Google Drive, my calendar, even all the apps via Zapier's integration as well. But now let's get started. I don't even need to pay, that's coming soon. I've got 5 runs with my beta access. So I've said I'm visiting Loch Lomond and the Trossachs National Park in a month from now, make a complete to-do guide for a family of 4 visiting the area. And I might say save it to Notion, so that it knows. Now, I think you can actually @tag, so actually I might go ahead and @tag it. That's much better. Let's get rid of that. So we're @tool:*Notion. And already it's come up with a plan. Number 1 is to research the top attractions and make a must-do guide. It's also going to find some family-friendly accommodation and gather information on events happening during my visit as well, which is cool. So right now it's web browsing, and that's going into action for me right now. Now it's going through these tasks at a rate of knots. It's now looking for events during the visit. Then it's going to organize and gather the information. And finally, up here, we can see step 5 is save the guide to Notion. I love how it discards its tasks once it's done. This is really cool. I can't wait to see the result. Okay, you can see it's all done. It's gone through those steps, and it's currently trying to process and save the guide to Notion. It's having a bit of trouble here. I wonder how it's going to fix this. Okay, and look at this already. It says it's saved the guide to Notion. It's also created a file, a PDF document here, which I can open, or I can actually see it's right here on my screen. This looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and open in the library so we can actually look at this, and it's given me Luss Village and Beach, Loch Lomond Bird of Prey Centre, hiking and cycling, some accommodations here, and also some events such as the Luss Highland Gathering and Loch Lomond Summerfest as well, which is really, really cool. Now it says here you can manually compile this information into a Notion page, so it looks like it wasn't successful with getting it into my Notion on this occasion. So for this next run, I'll ask it to research YouTube channels that talk about AI tools and AI automations and produce a report on the most prolific creators in the space right now. Send me a Slack message with summary when done. Okay, we're running this. Let's see what happens. It's already named the run AI Tools YouTube Channel Analysis, and it's having a good old thing. Now it's starting a plan. And here we go, step by step again. It's searching for popular YouTube channels, then it's going to analyze the content, then it's going to compile a report, and it will send a summary to me via Slack once it's done. Already it's whipping through these. It's really zippy and fast. It's scraping web pages. It has that ability. Now in readiness, I will open my Slack just to watch out for a message from Runner.ai. Now it seems to be at the step where it's sending a summary to Slack. It's actually sent as me. Here's a summary of the most prolific AI-focused YouTube creators in 2025. We've got 2-minute papers in there, Geomatech, CS Dojo, Analytics Vidya, and ScentDex. Do you know what? Out of all of those, I've only heard of one of those creators, the 2-minute papers, but still, it gives a concise explanation. It really didn't take too long to run this task. While this is pretty good for some research, and it can connect to some pretty handy tools, Runner.ai is still very much in beta right now. It's still very much in the testing phase. You seem to get 5 free runs before you can't use it anymore, and the ability to pay for more is coming soon. So we'll watch this one closely. For now, I'm not blown away, but it's definitely a great indication of where the agentic internet is going to in the future. Throw a like and subscribe. I do videos like this weekly. Next up, this week Cursor introduced version 1.0. That's quite a big jump, and 2 of the big headline updates in this version are BugBot, we'll talk about that a little more later, and also background agents for everyone. This is pretty phenomenal because it was just a week or 2 ago, OpenAI were talking about codecs and coding in the cloud. Well, now Cursor seem to allow this too, and all for the same monthly fee I've been paying for nearly a year now. They keep dropping updates. This is pretty impressive. let's give it a try. You'll see here I've got my little mini SaaS that I'm working away on, Pimp My Thumb, that takes a YouTube thumbnail and makes it better using AI. I've got all the code open up here in Cursor, and I'm going to work on a couple of features with a background agent. So this is how I'm going to do it. Now, first of all, if we go down to the bottom bit here, you'll see 0 agents alive, and you'll also see here branches. Now, what is a branch? Well, a branch is something in your Git repository that you can use to work on different features so you don't overwrite the main code. So with that knowledge, I'll create one new branch. Let's create a new branch now in my Git repo. And for this, I'm going to call it feat/modern-fullscreen UI. I want to modernize my UI. So there we go. You can see the branch has now changed, and that can then synchronize with Git by just clicking the sync button, but I won't do that just yet. I'm also going to create another new branch so I can work on a couple of things at the same time. And I'm going to do some style icon buttons as well. So feat/style-icon-buttons will be my second branch. So now I've got 2 branches and I can have 2 agents working away on this. So how do I get agents working? Well, agents in the background, more importantly. They are listed over here, you'll see, but most people, when you update to 1.0 in Cursor, won't get background by default. So how do we do that? You need to go to Cursor Settings, you need to go to the General tab, you need to scroll down, and you might find that privacy mode is enabled by default. In order to make this work, you'll need to disable privacy mode, and this is because Cursor is processing your code in its own cloud. With that said, now I can go ahead and select background here, but what I prefer actually more is to hit Command or Control E on my keyboard, and it brings up this nice context window here, allowing me to choose from a few models: Claude 4 Sonnet, O3, Claude 4 Opus. I'm going to stick with Claude 4 Sonnet for this first feature. Now, it's super important that I switch branches and we go to the style icon buttons. So let's do that. Now we're working on a brand new branch, which is great. And then I'm going to give it a quick prompt and I'm going to set my first background agent to work on it. So below YouTube URL input, change the drop down to be buttons that have nice icons for each style. You can only select one button. Because presently my app, it's a drop down like this. It looks pretty ugly and I'm envisaging some buttons with icons on. So let's set this cursor background agent to work by hitting send. Now to get this working, I need to continue with my Google account. Now it asks me, where do you want to install Cursor? I'll install it on my personal repos. We'll only give it read access to the repo I'm working on for the moment. Spin my thumb and we'll install and authorize. Okay, on first run, I'm getting some kind of error here. I wonder if it's because I need to sync those branches to Git. So let's go to my Git here and let's publish branches. I think that's what I need to do to get this working. Okay, that may have been the missing piece. Let's try again with this command. And of course, make sure I've got my style icon buttons branch selected. Run. New background agent spinning up. Yes, I needed to commit the branch to Git, and now it's actually working away in the background. So while it does this, I'll switch branches to the modern full screen UI. And again, I think I'm going to need to replace this as well. So let's go ahead and switch over to the modern full screen UI, publish that branch too, and we'll give it another quick prompt while this agent is working away in the background. And I'm asking it to refresh my app for a more modern, intuitive design that fills the whole screen. Let's run that one, and you'll see now this agent is running currently, and this one is waiting for the VM to start. That's right, I've got virtual machines running in the cloud, controlled by Cursor, version 1.0, working on my app. Definitely autonomous agents coding in the cloud is the future, and it's great that Cursor leapt on this so quickly. Okay, you see I've got 2 agents now working. When the spinning circles are blue, it's spinning up the VM, and when the circles are yellow, the agent is actually working away on my code in the cloud. Now, I wonder if I can click into an agent. Yes, I can, and I can actually see in real time what the agent is working on in the cloud. This is really cool stuff, and it seems to say that it's doing things and committing things. This is really, really good. Now, I've closed everything down. If I want to get it back, Command E or Control E will bring back my agents that are in progress. And while this is running, let's let it work away and take a quick look at BugBot too. Now you'll see here BugBot gives a full code review for any pull requests, which is great. So basically new branches you're working on. There is a 7-day free trial when you set it up, and it basically looks over your new code before you commit it and tells you if there are any errors. Really easy to set up. You go to cursor.com/settings, get to integrations, connect it to your GitHub, and follow the instructions. So let's try that. So the trial is activated. I'm just going to reduce this spending amount because I don't suddenly want to be billed loads of money for fixing bugs that I haven't authorized. So that should all be great. I think BugBot should work on automation. Okay, here we can see my agents are still working away. The redesign is going, and look at this. It's doing all of this stuff. It's changed some files. It can create pull requests and allow me to check stuff out locally. I can see everything that it's working on. This is super, super cool. And let's have a look at how my lovely icon buttons are going. It's already rewriting parts of the code here in the index and the styles, and I think it's actually wrapping up. Yes, the icon buttons is wrapping up, so very soon we should be able to keep an eye on this spinning circle, and it should change, yes, to ticked, to say that that job is finished. Now I can click into it, I can take a look at everything that's been done, but most importantly, I can go to my Git repo where all my code is committed and see what the agent has done. Before I go to Git, I can see I've got some important features here. I can import this to my local chatting cursor if I want to work further on this, check it out locally to my computer if I want to test it before doing anything in the cloud, or I can create a pull request. So let's do this one because this should then allow me to pull it into the main branch and get it activated on Pimp My Thumb. Okay, immediately it throws me into my Git repo and allows me to make a pull request. So I'm just going to create that request. And yes, I can merge this pull request if I like. And you'll see here it's being committed by the cursor agent here, and it shows me the files that are changed, which of course are my index and styles. That's all done and merged. Now let's redeploy the app and see what cursor agent did in the background. Okie dokes, everything's sorted and redeployed. Let's refresh and boom. Hey, that looks really, really cool. My cursor agent worked in the background to change the clunky drop down to a really nice looking button selector here so I can choose my style of thumbnail. This is awesome. Okay, now I've done that, I've gone back to cursor and I noticed this has taken 11 minutes, this redesign agent to run. So it's interesting to note that background agents can take quite a while to run, while redesigning the buttons took maybe about a minute. Redesigning the whole interface took nearly 10 minutes. Again, we can check out what's happened here, quite a bunch of updates to all of my HTML files and the style CSS. So let's do as before and create that pull request. I'm truly vibe coding. I'm not even reading what's been done here. And of course, we're right back here inside the Git repo. We can create that as a pull request. Okay, I'm really curious about this BugBot, and I haven't had any interactions with it yet, but I've noticed that I didn't enable it on the repo, so it's good to know I have to enable it on a repo by repo basis. Now also, if we check the very comprehensive documentation here, you can see you can configure that spending limit. I've done that, but also how it runs. So you can run it when mentioned, run it once, or just hide no bugs found in the comments. I'm actually going to enable it to run when mentioned, so I can have full granular control on this. Let's switch that on. And now if I go back to my repo, and this is the modern UI design that is ready to merge in. Before I do that, I'm going to comment here, BugBot run, and see whether my BugBot can hop in here, take a look at all this code, and confirm that I'm not merging in something that's going to kill my app. This is pretty comprehensive, and it replaces tools like CodeRabbit that I only mentioned 2 weeks ago. Now, it's interesting, I ran this 2 minutes ago, and I'm a little impatient. I haven't had any response. I don't know if BugBot just simply doesn't respond if no bugs are found. But over here in the docs, I notice enable verbose mode is possible, so maybe we'll run this command and see if it actually works. Let's go down here, and we'll do it again with verbose equals true to see if we can actually get some information, even if it's just a all clear, no bugs here. And look, it's straight back. BugBot is starting your request with an ID. Oh, wow. Okay, that was super quick. Maybe it just didn't enable the first time, but immediately it's back in touch with me. This is cool. In real time as well. Okay, so we can see the thumbnail library page has main issues. The download feature was changed from server-side API point. Wow, okay, this is interesting. Status auto refresh. I can fix this stuff in cursor. Oh my goodness. Thumbnail status updates failed to refresh. Interesting. Oh my goodness me. I've used $0 of my $5 spend limit so far. Right, so if I want to go ahead and squash a few bugs, I can actually use BugBot to do that. I mean, this is epic. I'm just going to trust BugBot, and I'm going to click fixing cursor on both of these and see what it does for me. Okay, in order to do so, it's asking me to check out a branch, so let's do that. Okay, I see now it's done it, so we've got the area where it's downloading, and it's actually saying fix this bug, and it's giving cursor a comprehensive set of instructions on how to fix the bug. This is really cool, improving AI here, working on our code base. So let's see if I can quickly fix this and recommit this so that BugBot is happy. Okay, perfect. It says I've fixed both issues. That's good. I trust you, cursor, so let's just accept the changes. Now, interestingly enough, when I go back to my pull request, it's marked the comment as outdated, meaning obviously the bug is now fixed, and we'll fix this second bug with thumbnail download issues in Cursor again. And again, it's pulled exactly the right file. It says fix this bug. It gives the prompt that's pre-populated. Let's run it. Okay, already it says I can see the issue you're describing. Let me examine the download functionality. Look at auto refresh, and it's going ahead and fixing this. Now you can see there are 2 commits that were made, Cursor Agent's background activity, and also me fixing bugs with BugBot, all nicely documented here. Okay, I spoke too soon. We've got a couple of conflicts here to resolve as I pull this into the code. Okay, and I can see that I can delete this and potentially this and mark it as resolved. I'm really hoping what I'm doing is going to work. The same with the styling here. Let's get rid of anything that seems to be a conflict and hope that I'm not completely messing this code up. Mark it as resolved and commit the merge. Okay, I just vibe fixed a merge conflict. Let's hope this app works. And now we'll go from what we have here to refresh again. Whoa! Okay, that's why Cursor's background agent took 10 minutes. We've got a completely different layout here. Yeah, the login with Google works. And do you know what? This looks pretty epic. I'm loving the new look here. We've got a drop down here for different styles. Let's go for tech and modern. Paste in the video URL, generate thumbnail. Error, cannot read properties of null. Oh dear. Cannot read properties of null. That does not sound good. So while this all looks really impressive, I can go to my library and I can see the previous thumbnails that I've worked on. Let's view this, and that's still working. So this is good. Can I download it? Thumbnail not ready for download yet. Please try again in a moment. Okay, this all looks really impressive and new and modern and really cool. And I get a thanks for joining. It's given me 10 free credits and stuff. And this modern new look, but unfortunately, I can't use my app anymore. Something has broken. So this is the problem with vibe coding your way through things. You can move fast and break things. It might be because I ran 2 agents at the same time, but use with caution, and especially the BugBot. I might need to roll back and retry redesigning my site. I'll actually try fixing this inside Cursor, and I'll just say fix this and then put in this on the main page. I've switched to the main branch. You can see all these changes I've been making with the Cursor background agent. I'm hoping it's going to fix all my problems. Okay, that was very quick. It all seems to be done. So let's just commit this back to the repo and then we'll redeploy. Okay, nicely redeployed app. Let's paste in the thumbnail URL, generate, and it's submitting. This is definitely a good start, and we're pending over here. This is also a really good place to be. I can see now we've got an auto refreshing icon over here. Everything kind of seems to be working. Let's try and download. And yes, it's downloading previous thumbnails. This is processing. Everything's looking good. Maybe I got away with vibe coding this time. And there we go, we are complete. That's actually pretty epic. My thumbnail app, Pimp My Thumb, is back up and running. It's working perfectly. Let's download. And let's check it works. Yes, it does. It's now downloaded from my account. Okay, cool. I feel pretty confident. The feedback page got a nice update as well. I love this box at the bottom, and everything looks modern. And actually, this is the quickest way of refreshing and updating my app that I've ever seen. I have to say, I'm really impressed with Cursor 1.0. I was a little bit on the edge of my seat when it broke all my code and I couldn't even generate thumbnails, but just one prompt got everything back up and running. And it may even been a mistake that I made when I had the merge conflicts and I was like hand editing the code. It probably was me, not the AI. Let's be real here. So let me know how you're going to use this in the comments down below. Like and subscribe and join my community, also linked up down below in the description, because we chat about stuff like this all the time over there. Oh, by the way, go and kick the tires on Pimp My Thumb yourself. You'll get 10 free credits just for signing up, and you can go ahead and check your library and just enhance thumbnails to your heart's content. Finally this week, Veo 3 from Google got released on APIs everywhere. It's on Replicate, it's on FAL, and you can also use it in many parts of the world now natively through a Google subscription. I'm going to try it inside Replicate, and no, I did the research for you so you don't have to worry. To generate an 8-second video on most of the providers, it will cost you $6. Now, if you get a Google AI Ultra subscription, you get a total of something like 12,500 credits, which at the present discounted rate equates to $1 per generation, so a 6-time cost saving if you subscribe with Google. But the fact that Veo 3 is already available via APIs everywhere is pretty cool. So I'm going to start with a prompt here, and I'm going to say a punk artist with electric blue hair and paint-splattered clothes painting Veo 3 on Creator Magic in vibrant neon letters across a brick wall. And then they drop the spray can and say, "It's live," with a huge grin. Let's run. Now, this could take some time, maybe up to 5 minutes. Now, I actually subscribe to Google AI Ultra, so I can use Veo 3 inside Flow. It's pretty impressive. I'll go ahead here and create a new project. Now, it's very important to make sure you select Veo 3 as the highest quality, and you can choose how many outputs you get. 2 is probably a good place to start. And these have begun to generate. Now, you can do up to 5 generations at the same time, so let's do so. Here's another one, and another prompt going in. Another. No, you can queue up to a maximum of 5 generations. So these are all rolling away. You can see this one is nearly halfway through. While we wait for my generations to create, let's stitch together a few generations I've made over the last couple of days since gaining access to Veo 3.
Creator Magic.
Nice chips you got there. Shame if something happened to them.
Creator magic.
You're in our territory now, pal.
It's so easy to do things. You just,
Creator magic.
do them.
Creator magic. Creator magic.
My AI agents write the code, review the code, automate my Creator Magic videos, and even flush the toilet for me.
Unexpected item in bagging area.
Well, is it? Or is it something wonderful like a banana, and where would it even go anyway?
I think you'll agree, some of those are a bit weird, some of them have AI glitches in, but you can ultimately see that this is a pretty crazy and incredible tool, and the fact it's available via API now really opens up some possibilities. And look at this, we've already got some stuff coming back, so let's give it a play.
It's fine, it's fine.
Oh. Okay, that's weird.
It's fine, it's fine.
Okay, this is wild. Okay, we've got some other stuff coming in here. What have we got? Someone opening bag of chips with exaggerated crunch.
The snack gods have spoken.
Well, advertisers, eat your heart out there. That is a great way to advertise a packet of crisps. What have we got here? Someone trying to open a jar that has trust issues.
This jar has trust issues.
I like that. What about this one?
This jar has trust issues.
Now, I notice actually, if we look there, the text that's sometimes overlaid on these Veo 3 generations are really weird and glitchy. Let's play some more. Oh, he did it. He did it in the end. Okay, what have we got here? Someone sneezing?
Bless you. Thank you.
Weird. Not quite as good as the curated generations I played you a moment ago.
Ooh. Ooh. Bless you. Thank you.
And what have we got here? Let's play this.
I've angered the indoor gods.
Oh my goodness, that's quite sinister. What about this one?
I've angered the indoor gods.
Wild stuff, right? What if I were to start a new flow and actually do ingredients to video? And we'll actually go ahead and upload a bag of chili heatwave Doritos. One of my favorite bag of crisps, by the way. And then with the chili heatwave Doritos attached, let's run that same prompt again and make sure we're on the Veo 3 highest quality, and we'll do 2 outputs on this prompt. Now, interestingly enough, it switched me back to Veo 2. Unfortunately, we can't do ingredients to video with Veo 3 yet, which is unfortunate, but we'll see what Veo 2 gives us. By the way, we can see over here we're generating on Replicate, but this has taken a while. It's been in queued for a while. I should imagine they're under huge demand, and this is going to take quite some time. So not only is Google's AI Ultra plan cheaper, but it also seems to be faster in generating VO3 videos. Now, we've got a generation here already from our uploaded ingredient. That really has pulled that bag of Doritos into the generated video incredibly well with a choir in the background. It's that weird glitchy text as well. And then over here, we got another one, cartoon kind of person, like ripping open a bag of Doritos and steam coming out. Very weird stuff. But yeah, you can see how this potentially could be used to get your product into a video. Okay, finally, Replicate finished in 3 minutes and 51 seconds, but ultimately it was longer than that because I had to wait in a queue. Let's play and see what happens. Whoa.
It's live!
Okay, that's so interesting. Well, thank you so much for watching this week. I really hope you've enjoyed what you see. If you did, then throw a like and subscribe. I always enjoy doing these weekly updates for you. And YouTube is showing a video on your screen right now. You should watch next. Thanks.
I was watching a creator magic tutorial and I think I discovered AGI.